Begin by introducing a young character, feeling frustrated with life. Despite putting in effort and working hard, this person constantly faces failure and setbacks. They start to wonder why they're falling short, no matter how hard they try. Use emotional language to capture their struggle. It feels like a mountain that gets taller each time they try to climb. Each attempt seems to lead to the same ending, disappointment. In their frustration, they remember a wise elder they'd heard stories about, a calm, gentle mentor, known for profound insight. This elder, much like a Buddhist monk or Zen master, is someone who sees life differently. Desperate for guidance, the young character decides to visit this mentor. Describe the setting as the character approaches the mentor's quiet space. The anticipation builds as they wait, wondering what kind of wisdom they will receive. The mentor greets them warmly, sensing the weight of their troubles. After a moment of silence, the mentor picks up a simple object, a pencil. Instead of giving direct advice, the mentor hands a young person the pencil. With a gentle smile, they say, "Take this pencil and learn from it." It may look simple, but it carries 5 lessons that will guide you toward success and peace. This response puzzles a young character, but they stay quiet, curious about what lessons a pencil could possibly hold. The mentor's words echo in their mind as they hold the pencil, sensing that perhaps there's more wisdom here than meets the eye. The scene is set, with the character intrigued, holding the pencil in hand, and waiting to understand what lessons it might reveal. The mentor, with a calm and knowing gaze, begins to explain the first lesson. The mentor, after handing the pencil to the young character, speaks with a calm, reflective tone. This pencil, simple as it may seem, holds 5 powerful lessons that will teach you the way forward. But first, you must do something for me. Go out and find a quiet space in nature. Sit there with this pencil for 1 full hour. Observe what comes to mind and write down your thoughts. But there's a catch. You must not use a pencil to write about your troubles or frustrations. Instead, write about the things that inspire you, that bring you peace. The young character feels confused but also intrigued. What could this simple pencil have to do with peace? What could writing about something inspiring possibly solve? They wonder, but they trust the mentor's wisdom. The mentor, sensing their confusion, continues gently. Sometimes, the answers you seek are not hidden in the things you fight against. They are found in the things that bring you stillness, that connect you to what is already inside of you. This task will show you what's important, and perhaps it will reveal something about yourself that you've overlooked. The mentor's words resonate deeply, but the young character still doesn't quite understand. However, they leave with the pencil, wondering how such a simple act can help unravel the challenges they face. As the young character leaves the mentor's peaceful space and walks toward nature, a cloud of uncertainty hovers over them. What should I write about? What could possibly change by writing about the things that inspire me? The character reaches a quiet spot and sits down, pencil in hand, feeling a sense of anticipation. They close their eyes for a moment, breathe deeply, and start to observe the beauty of the world around them. The chirping of birds, the rustling leaves, the distant sound of water flowing. Nature in its quiet simplicity. The young character starts writing, initially unsure what to put down. They write about the calmness of the breeze, the beauty of the sky, the way the sunlight hits the ground in patches. Slowly, they begin to feel a shift inside, a sense of peace that they hadn't expected. I never noticed how much peace there is in the world around me, they think. I was so focused on my struggles that I missed all the small, beautiful things. As the hour passes, the young character finishes their writing. Their heart feels lighter, as if the burden of frustration had lessened. But still, they wonder what this task truly meant. They walk back to the mentor, pencil in hand, eager to learn what the purpose of this simple task was. What was the meaning of all this? They ask, filled with curiosity, but still unsure what they've truly learned. The mentor, seeing the shift in the young character, smiles softly. They pause for a moment, letting the quiet of the room sink in. There's something powerful in stillness, my young friend. But before I reveal the first lesson, let me share with you something about this pencil. The mentor, with a wise and calming tone, begins to explain the deeper meaning behind the task. Do you see this pencil? The mentor holds the pencil up, examining it thoughtfully. This pencil, small and simple, holds within it 5 lessons. The first lesson it teaches us is the importance of reflection. You see, this pencil doesn't write on its own. It requires a hand, a mind, and a purpose to guide it. Just like our lives, we need reflection to guide us forward. Without it, we wander aimlessly, distracted by the noise of the world. The young character, still holding the pencil, begins to understand. So, reflection is like the hand that guides us. The mentor nods, his gaze softening. Yes, exactly. Just as the pencil requires intention to write, our lives require intention to move forward. The first lesson is simple: write with purpose. Each action you take, no matter how small, must be aligned with your greater purpose. When you write down things that bring you peace, you are making space for clarity. And in that clarity, your purpose becomes clearer. The young character's eyes light up, realizing how much they have been distracted by their struggles without truly understanding what they were working toward. They have been caught up in the chaos and noise of daily life, not truly reflecting on their actions. I see now. I've been rushing through life, but never really thinking about where I'm going or why. They murmur. The mentor continues, unhurried. The second lesson the pencil offers is imperfection. Do you see the eraser at the end? It is there for a reason. It doesn't mean that your work or your life is without mistakes. The pencil teaches us that we will make mistakes, and that is okay. It is not the mistakes that define us, but how we choose to correct them. Embrace imperfection and don't fear making mistakes. They are part of the process. The young character looks at the eraser, pondering the message. They think about all the times they have feared failure or judgment. I've been afraid of making mistakes, afraid of failing. But if the pencil can erase its errors, maybe I can learn to forgive myself too. They reflect. The mentor continues, now focusing on the pencil's form. The third lesson is about balance. Notice how the pencil stands upright when placed on a flat surface. It is stable, but only because it has a clear foundation. Life, too, requires balance between work and rest, between effort and relaxation, between giving and receiving. If one side tips too far, we fall out of alignment. The young character sits in thought, understanding how they had often given too much to one thing and neglected others. I've been so focused on one part of my life, my career, that I've neglected my health, my relationships. I've been tipping the balance too far. The mentor picks up the pencil again and holds it firmly, as if emphasizing its rootedness. The fourth lesson is about being grounded. The pencil may be small, but it is steady. It doesn't change or move unless guided. In life, we must be grounded in our values, our beliefs, and our sense of self. If we are constantly swayed by the opinions of others or the distractions of life, we lose our way. Staying grounded is essential to staying true to who you are. The young character looks down at the pencil, feeling a newfound sense of clarity. I've let others sway my decisions too much. I've lost touch with who I am and what I truly want. I need to stay grounded. Finally, the mentor holds the pencil out and softly says, the fifth and final lesson is to leave a mark. The pencil's purpose is to leave behind something meaningful, a record of thoughts, feelings, and actions. Life is short, and we must ask ourselves, what kind of mark do we want to leave on the world? What legacy do we wish to create? It is not the length of time that matters, but the impact we have in the time we are given. The young character, deeply moved, ponders these words. They realize that they've been so caught up in the minutiae of life that they haven't focused on what truly matters. I want to leave a mark that matters, to do something meaningful with my life. I can't waste any more time. At this moment, everything begins to click for the young character. They can see the lessons from the pencil reflected in their own life. Each lesson is a key to unlocking their potential, and they now feel a deeper sense of clarity and direction. I have so much to learn, but these lessons are my starting point. They think to themselves, their heart full of new energy and a renewed sense of purpose. The mentor looks gently at the young character, then at the camera, as though speaking directly to the viewer. Now that you understand the pencil's lessons, let us reflect on how they apply to your own life. Just like the pencil, you are always in the process of creation. But unlike the pencil, You are not confined to only making marks on paper. Your life is your canvas. Every day is an opportunity to write your story, to correct your mistakes, to find balance, to stay grounded, and to leave a meaningful mark on the world. The young character nods, understanding that these lessons are not just abstract concepts, but tools they can use to shape their own journey. The mentor's words are now addressing the viewer directly, offering deeper connection and engagement. What is your purpose? The mentor asks, his voice soft yet piercing. Are you writing your life story with clarity and intention? Often, we get lost in the noise, but it is important to take a moment each day to reflect on your goals and actions. Ask yourself, are these actions bringing me closer to my purpose, or are they simply distractions? The young character starts to take out a notebook and writes down their goals. I never realized how much I needed to slow down and really think about where I'm going. They reflect quietly. The camera focuses on their hand, writing thoughtfully. You will make mistakes. That is the nature of life. But mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities for growth. The mentor continues, his tone calming. The eraser is there to remind you. You can always try again, but you must first learn from your missteps. The question is not, how can I avoid failure, but rather, how can I use my mistakes to grow? The young character smiles as they erase a mistake they made earlier. I've been so afraid of making the wrong choices, but now I realize that mistakes are just part of the process. The mentor pauses, allowing the weight of the message to sink in. Life is a delicate balance. Work, rest, relationships. If you focus too much on one thing, others will fall out of place. Are you balanced in your life? Or have you overcommit to one area? Balance is not a destination. It is a continuous process, one that requires constant attention. The young character begins to reflect on their life balance, realizing that they've been overworking and neglecting their health and personal connections. I've been so focused on my career that I've ignored my well-being and relationships, they admit. The pencil stays grounded in its purpose. So must you. The mentor's voice is firm yet compassionate. When we are grounded, we are not swayed by others' opinions, by fear, or by doubt. Staying true to your values is what will keep you centered in a world full of distractions. Ask yourself, what are your core values, and are you living by them every day? The young character closes their eyes for a moment, deep in thought. I've been so influenced by others that I forgot what I truly believe in. I need to reconnect with my values. Finally, think about the mark you wish to leave on the world. The mentor urges, his voice warm and inspiring. Your legacy is not defined by how much money you make or how many achievements you collect. Your legacy is defined by the impact you have on others, by the kindness, wisdom, and love you share. The pencil leaves a mark on paper, but you can leave a mark in the hearts of those around you. What kind of mark do you want to leave? The young character's eyes brighten with a sense of purpose. I've been so focused on my own success, but now I see how important it is to help others along the way. I want to leave a mark that brings positivity and meaning to the world. The mentor now speaks directly to the viewer again. These lessons are not just stories. They are truths that can transform your life. Take a moment now, wherever you are, and reflect on the lessons of the pencil. Ask yourself, what changes can I make today to write my life with more purpose, to embrace imperfection, to find balance, to stay grounded, and to leave a mark that truly matters? The young character looks at the camera, a soft smile on their face, nodding as they feel ready to take these lessons into the world. I'm ready to write my story, mistakes and all. I'm ready to create a balanced life, one where I stay grounded in my purpose and leave a lasting mark. The mentor's voice softens, full of warmth. You have all the tools you need to begin. Just remember, your life, like the pencil, is always in motion. With each step you take, you are writing your story. Be patient with yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be intentional. The young character stands up, filled with renewed energy, ready to take their first step toward a more meaningful life. I'm going to start today, one step at a time, one lesson at a time. The camera focuses on the young character as they stand tall, a renewed sense of purpose in their eyes. The mentor looks on with a gentle, knowing smile, as though seeing them transformed by the wisdom shared. The mentor's voice, calm and compassionate, addresses the viewer one last time. You've heard the story of the pencil. It's a simple story, but within it lies profound wisdom. The lessons are not just for the young seeker, but for each of us as we navigate our own lives. It's easy to forget the power of small things, like the pencil, but if we pay attention, they reveal powerful truths about our journey. The mentor pauses and reflects thoughtfully before speaking again. The pencil shows us that we are all works in progress. We are not defined by our mistakes, but by how we choose to learn from them. We are not defined by our successes, but by the impact we leave on others and the world around us. And like the pencil, we all have potential to leave a meaningful mark, if only we choose to live intentionally, to stay true to our values, and to embrace the journey, imperfections and all. The mentor then speaks with a tone of quiet encouragement. Take this moment, right now, to think about how you want to write your story. Are you living with purpose, or are you being pulled in too many directions? Have you been afraid to make mistakes, or have you been holding back from embracing your true potential? The lessons of the pencil are here to remind you that the power to change, to grow, and to leave a lasting mark is always within you. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present, being intentional, and being true to yourself. The young character, now looking more confident, speaks to the camera. I've learned so much today. I know that life isn't about avoiding mistakes or chasing perfection. It's about taking each step with intention. I'm ready to live my life with purpose and leave a meaningful mark on the world. The mentor smiles and softly adds, as the great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, a journey 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's not about how far you've come or how many steps you've taken. It's about the direction you choose to go and the intent behind each step. The young character pauses, allowing the words to sink in, feeling the weight and depth of the quote. Every step counts. They reflect as the camera zooms in on their thoughtful expression. The mentor looks at the viewer with kindness and sincerity. Now is the time. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the right conditions. The time to start is now. Begin writing your story, step by step, and trust that each lesson you learn along the way will bring you closer to the person you are meant to be. Be like the pencil, imperfect but full of potential. The young character nods, feeling ready to take their first step. I'm going to start today, right now, with a clear intention. I won't wait any longer. The camera slowly pans out, showing the young character taking their first step forward into the world, ready to embrace the journey ahead. The music begins to fade, leaving only the soft, reflective tone of the mentor's final words echoing in the background. The mentor's voice gently lingers. Remember, your story is yours to write, so make each moment count. Leave your mark. And when you look back, may you find that the journey you've taken has been filled with meaning, growth, and fulfillment.